Hello, today we are making some red lentil curry. Now this curry I've reduced the spices and seasonings to make it easier to make and more approachable, but it's still delicious and fantastic. Well, it's delicious and fantastic. To begin with, I have 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, and you can use 1.5 to 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder to give it some kick, 1 teaspoon of ginger. I wish I had fresh ginger, but I didn't at the time. 5 cloves of garlic. I just crushed these. 1 cup of coconut milk. 1.5 cups of red lentils. 1 cup of diced onions. 2 cups of tomato puree. And 2 cups of broth. This is vegetable broth. We're going to begin our process with a large pan with a corresponding lid on a high temperature on the stove top. Drizzling in a little bit of olive oil, letting it heat up, then adding in our onions. We're going to cook our onions on the stove top for about 5 minutes to get a little bit of color on them. And once you start getting some color on them, then we're going to add in our garlic. And we're just going to cook the garlic for about 30 seconds just to get a little bit of a scent thing going on. And then we're going to reduce our temperature of the stove top to a medium and add in our milk as well as our spices. I like mixing in the spices with the milk because it's easy to see that they're nice and dispersed. At which point we're simply going to add in our tomatoes as well as our lentils. And I'm going to mix this up to make sure there's no clumping and then dilute it with the broth. Now we simply need to stir this a little bit and maybe even reduce the temperature a little bit more. We're looking for a light simmer, and we're going to let this thing simmer for about 20 minutes, and that should be enough to cook everything. If it's still a little wet at the end, you can just take the lid off if you had the lid on for your simmer, and then it will dry up a bit, and if it's too dry, add a little bit more broth. Either way, you have yourself some nice curry. Do enjoy, and please like and subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome.